Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? Hope you can hear and see me. And I hope everything is well. And if it is, let me know in any chat wherever you are joining here today. We will break down Bitcoin here and go over higher time frame and lower time frame levels, and we'll see, maybe we catch a trade. Last time we did, and we got a nice move going. We also got stopped out then afterwards and did some nice TA. So that's what we're gonna do. And let me quickly check how we are, and if everything is good, we can give it a go. So let's see. Still waiting for some confirmation on video and audio. And if you can see, let me know anywhere, please. And then we will kick it off here. Should be good. Wherever you are joining, hope you had a good time so far. And yeah, we'll see what it brings here today. We got some nice trades going here on the higher time frame. So yeah, we'll see what we get on the lower time frame. And then we will jump in. So nice. We've got sound and video. Cat Patrol. I love the name. Really nice. So let's see. Higher time frame. Where we've come from, where we are. Right now, we scalped an aggressive long. I will just go over that one quickly inside the Academy. We've gone over that one here. And we might be already out, but we took some profits already. So here we got this drop here going with some aggressive delta, some aggressive sells coming in here. And then on the reclaim here, we got into a long trade, and this one got 1.8. I think around 1.6% move. I told everyone in the Academy that I'm taking some profits. So let's check that one out here quickly. You can see here, we got the information. So some juice, if we can hold it, and the notification before that we got some nice aggression here with the volume bubble. So aggressive delta coming in after a huge drop. And the crazy thing is, if we look at it here, you can see the amount of volume that we got here, 1,360,000,000 positive or negative delta here, negative delta to the downside. You can see clearly the writing is below the text, but insane, no? Really crazy. And this long we are still holding, and we are still going. Everything is fine. Thanks a lot. So we are long here locally from this level. We took some profits already, and we moved our stop loss to entry here. So if we are getting another retrace, where will I look for my next trade? Because this is a done one. I will not brag about it here, and no need to jump on anything here right now. In my opinion, we've already seen the move on the lower time frame and mapped it out inside the Academy. So let's search for something new here. Anchored VWAP to here, and we've already held that for now. So overall, I would still like to see a push higher. Also here on Hyperliquid, we've seen some aggressive sells coming into those levels, and it's the same theory everywhere. You know, as soon as we get aggressive sellers and we reclaim it, we can trade with them. And then here, oh wow, look at that. Look at this juicy 1 to 12 million here at the highs, and then again at the highs. So we got a small retracement. How small was it? 1%er. And then we are continuing to the upside. So I would still like to stop those out here. Everyone that is aggressively shorting here out of nowhere should be stopped out. And eventually I would still like to see 86K at least. And then if we get there and we don't get any aggression, maybe even more. The important thing here was we are looking here at our heat map with liquidations that are above or below here. You can remember, I think maybe from last session here, where we've gone over our trend line and the liquidations that we had here to the downside. And now similar thing, we have some low leverage liquidation pockets. So what the liquidation heat map does basically is we have levels, 5xers, 10xers, 25xers, and so on. All the aggressive ones here for the lower time frame, and all the lower leverage ones for the higher time frames. And we see that there is still a pocket to stop out above these highs. So everyone that went short here, for example, got out has their stop loss somewhere around here, for example, they will all be liquidated and getting out of their positions if we squeeze through this area here. So really important for me to see if we can get a reaction. Everything pointing to 96k here. I am not, again, really important, I am not bullish here seeing this. I am not bullish opening longs where we are on the higher time frame or on the medium time frame. We are scalping, and we were also scalping inside the academy here. That's the main thing that we do. So keep that in mind. And as always, if you enjoy the streams here and you want to see more of them, please give it a like or a comment, and that would be appreciated. Let's have a quick look here locally on CVD. What is going on here with CVD? Because we got quite the sell-off, open interest spiking, so a lot of people trying to short here, coming in like crazy, and then we get the negative volume and the negative delta here into the lows. So that is something that I always want to see here. Spike in delta and drop off in CVD. We did not recover yet all too crazily, but we are still holding for now. So I would still like to see a push higher and eventually get rid of those shorts here, because we can see here also CVD is rising again, for example. So we can see eventually that some new positions came in, and let's quickly have a look here. Similar with CVD and open interest. Oh, I was looking at, yeah, there we are. Here's the aggregated one. And here we can look on the individual exchanges, and you can see that the pattern overall now is the same, more or less. So aggregated, individual on perpetual or on spot or on inverse, everything moving in unison. So that is good. That is something that we want to see. And for now, we don't have any bearish CVD diffs. If we have something, we potentially could have bullish CVD diffs. But the main move happened here already, like just a little bit before. And we got that nice push to the upside. Here, rise in CVD, small uptick. How is it looking here on the lower time frame with net longs and shorts? Let's quickly have a look here. Yeah, the shorts here to the high, that's what we discussed earlier. Shorts aggressive coming in here. We can also see that here on hyperliquid, for example, a lot of aggression, a lot of shorts, and definitely some material to squeeze. Where do I want to get into my next position on the lower or medium time frame? So let's check that out here together. We still have a potential for retrace. So if we consider this our impulse, because overall, let's check this one here again. If we come back here to our liquidation heat map on the higher time frame, we can already see here that based on our trend line that we held, we also gave a heads up, I think, on this trend line inside the academy. So really nice. We were monitoring it for a while here. It was still holding, and then we washed through it. And then you can see here we come back into it and we get the first reaction. And so far 2%, 2.5%. I did not take this one here overnight, but the potential is still here to come up once more, get those liquidations here. That would be the best in my opinion. So run those liquidations, come into the anchor that we have here, and to the upside. So I will redraw it here on our medium time frame chart. This one was the short that we took, and then if we look at the next high here, for example, we can see some potential here for the anchor to give us a nice reaction. 86 or 96 basically, if we don't get any crazy aggression, because we have something else there that we've been monitoring, and that are single prints here around 87k. So on the higher time frame chart, got some single prints to fill. And you know the long and the swing long that we've discussed on our last live stream 2 weeks ago, because it is still the same idea. I think we got that here. This was our idea on the higher time frame, where we come back into the 786 and we tap our naked point of control on the TPO charts here, monthly one. We got into that, and so far from it we got a nice yeah, 12, 10, 12%, depending on where you got in here. So nice rise and still holding so far. So that is crucial for me to see here on the higher time frame. Needs to hold, and then we can look for something new on the higher time frame. For now, I would still love to see those getting squeezed out. Something like this here ideally would be the best move. And then would I look for a trade up here? Let's see. Do we have anything juicy here at all? If not, where would the next short be? Because we don't have a clear impulse here. No, we were grinding down here. Basically, if we look at it like this, let's pull some fibs quickly to understand where we are. 0.5 in the middle of the move here, stopped of this last impulse. And everything else is pretty much higher, so not really crazily jumping onto anything. But yeah, if you have any questions, as always, just drop them anytime in the chat and I will get back to you. And for now, we are monitoring price action here together and see what we can do. Yeah, the only thing here is really to see if we can get a retrace. Like this area here, we long together inside the academy also. Really nice how we came into the region and we got negative delta. We got a lot of aggression. I think I mentioned it also inside pretty clearly here where we are like right now. Wait, where was it? Oh, a lot of updates here. Coming into it, nice aggression so far. Wouldn't mind a bit more, but a starter here for sure. And then we even came down. The starter position was here. We came down, we got more aggression here. And you can see how perfectly backtested the low was here on our 786 and 702 pocket backtest. So for now, for example, if those shorts are stronger, the only thing I really want to see here is a retracement into our 382 eventually for bullish continuation. So we could use the anchor here from the low, really smooth. I love it how you can play with indicators and push them forward and backward and you see immediately where they are going. It's like, such a pleasing way to draw indicators now. Basically, come back here, get into the 382 and then get a trade going from this region. So that is the next area for me here locally. Unless we get some crazy aggression here before, maybe live on stream. We'll see what we get. And then we can look at that. And then to the upside, the high. Let's see. What else do we have around here? VWAP close here gave already a nice reaction. We talked about it too, and we still have, oh yeah, nice. We got another VWAP close down here coming in with our anchor and the 382 region. So ideally, what is the play here? We come back in here, reclaim the 382 and then get that going. That would be the best case scenario for now locally. I did not take a trade here yet after this one. So this one we did inside the academy and everything else is still on the table and we will see if we get some aggression here. So what we can also do now is have a look at this here. Anchor here from the high is still holding us perfectly. The shorts up here were stronger. So far, how is it looking here? Yeah, some longs, but also not all too crazy. But also not the best in positive delta or anything trapped here. So just shorts trying to push us down. Let's quickly check what we have in the heat map here on the lower time frame or on, let's switch to 5 minutes. Yeah, quite some stacks here to the upside now. And you can see how they shifted. What we can also see here is crazy now. Those two stacks shifted up here, shifted down here, shifted here, shifted here, shifted here, shifted here. Price moving up all the way. Trying to get closer again, shifted higher, price moving up. So the same pattern here on the heat map. Really interesting to see how the same amount of people or the same amount of trades basically gets lifted, and then we see the same stack higher again. So really nice here to visualize it. I just put those lines here to get an idea and to see how well everything matches here. So let's quickly check where we are and if we got some questions. Got a question from Cat Patrol. Hey legend, while ticking boxes to select your mix of exchanges data sources for aggregated data, whether for CVD, open interest, footprints, etc., is there a preferred mix you consider ideal? Do you mix spot and perps, for instance? Very, very good question. Here, for example, on the heat map, I mix nearly everything. So you can see 11 exchanges aggregated. We can add more, for example. It does not matter here for me, and then I always disable some and check individually. So for example, we go into more detail on Binance futures aggregated, and then we see where are the most orders. For example, you can compare it individually. Most of the time I keep it the same. Most of the time I keep nearly everything on for the heat map, and not everything anywhere else. I'll show you that too. So here, for example, everything aggregated, and then if we check the liquidation map, also here, this is more locally, nothing crazy. The important thing here is with CVD, for example, locally. How do I look at CVD on the local time frame? So basically, on the higher time frame, I keep everything together. And then on the lower time frame here, the important thing for me is to see all together, then all the spots, all the perps, and all the inverse basically. And then all of them to see how are they looking. This one here should only be like this. And then basically what we can do is, are there any changes? You know, we look at this here, this is inverse only. And this one here should be spot only here. Now we are right. But you can see there is basically not many changes. The main important thing for me is to understand where are the changes coming from. Are aggregated data sets looking the same as individual ones? Is everything the same, or are there some individual exchanges that are running out of order, for example? And the same goes then for the heat map, for example, or also for footprints. We can also aggregate footprints. So really nice to see that here, for example. Then we can say I want to have spot and futures, everything aggregated. And then we can see suddenly here we have 3 billion because everything together, everything nicely stacked, and we have a lot more data available. For some stuff, for example, for imbalances, I like to look at only Binance F, for example, or Binance futures, and not have everything aggregated. And on the higher time frame, I prefer to have everything aggregated. On the lower time frame, if I go to the 1 minute one, for example, I want to see more local, lower time frame data that is not fully aggregated. It always depends. You always have to consider also where is most of the volume, where are most of the people trading, and then you have a deeper look at that, you know, have some alerts on volume basically, and then select individual tickers or symbols. Yeah, hope that answered your question a little bit. Still nothing happened here locally, so we're still being rejected here. I still would like to see those shorts to be squeezed here on the upside. Here basically on Hyperliquid you can see that we got quite some aggressive shorts. And if that doesn't happen, I will wait for a retracement here to our 382 area, basically 90K region. That would be ideal. But yeah, how is everyone else doing here? Hope you're having a good start of the week. Sorry, my throat is a little bit rough. If I'm coughing every now and then, please don't be offended. So now open interest is down. How is CVD treating us here? Let's go back to the lower time frame and have a look. CVD here is dropping on spot, for example, and creating bullish CVD diffs. Not what I want to see normally. I would much rather prefer to have futures here with bullish CVD diffs, but we cannot always get what we want or what we wish for, so keep that in mind. And could we jump into a trade here? Super aggressive one eventually. Let's quickly have a look if we do or not. Only thing is here, how deep are we already? And see if we can get into the 786 here. Potentially, we are there right now. We can hear some sounds. You can hear it too now. I hope you can. Aggression, so no trade yet for me. We are liquidating some longs here. It's really good. Shorts are coming in. Quickly jump over here and see what is going on here. Negative delta. Yeah, no level here for me too long yet. Also here, nothing yet that is bigger than the shorts here before. And open interest is still dropping, so we are advised to be a little bit more cautious. And also the structure here locally looks like we are getting our downward move first, but we will not exclude anything. Ah, man, don't be offended. I'm very sorry. But I hate winter. It's crazy, you know. I'm normally living in the Caribbean, and now we are here for a few months to renovate the house that we bought. And winter is just crazy, you know. Snow is awesome, skiing is awesome, everything is nice, but the cold and the dry air versus the Caribbean sun and the humidity all the time, I'm like, oh man, not for me. Aggression, a little bit of aggression. Some sellers you can see here on the sell side coming in. Not a trade that I will take for now because we did not see, yeah, maybe, but it is also not too big. It is, could be a sneaky move. Could be a sneaky move here for sure. If we just get a push from here and then take out those shorts. I will not take the trade because I took the trade here earlier in the same region and I don't have a strong level where we are. So really important, we are just here at the 786. Yes, it could bounce up again, but we did a trade earlier with 1.6, 1.7% push. So I will stay out here for now. I will just look at it like this and not participate yet. We got some long liquidations, so fair point if we were to reverse. Let's quickly have a look here on the lower time frame. What is going on here with our liquidations? And what happened? We did not build up all too much, so not many liquidations here. Nothing really crazy. And yeah, still waiting. Ideally, we are still moving up here, so that's still the same plan here. We got those aggressive sells a little bit here. If it's bought up, we take out those. I would like to see a bigger squeeze, so that's the plan here from the start of the session, basically, where we are here in our long area. And if we hold this region, where is it? Here. This is the region that we mapped out already, and I'm already long here and probably got stopped out. I will check, but this is the long area that we discussed inside the academy. So for everyone that is new here, if you want to learn about order flow, terminal, how to use it, aggressive trading for scalping, for example, counter trading, whatever you can think of, Academy got you covered. We got Krolik in here dropping educational content every day, and also got one coming out today. and daily live sessions for all the students. So you can join anytime and learn with us, and then we will go over any questions you might have and discuss trades with you. So for me right now, we are still in this aggressive long here from this region, and I would still like to push it up, but I did not open a new trade here. So to be very open, I took the trade here earlier, but I did not take this one here yet. And for the simple reason that it's the same invalidation concept, no? Because we come in here, we reclaim the aggression, we have stop loss below the lows, and then we come back in here, we backtest the aggression, stop loss below the lows. You can eventually lower your position size, but this is still the same potential trade if we were to take out those shorts. But again, we need to reclaim this one here first. For example, let's see where we are in terms of volume. Let's check that quickly. Have a look here where our point of controls are. Below, nothing untapped, and not much untapped here to the upside. So sorry, had to mute myself. Okay. Some liquidations build up here below the low, and then a juicy one around 89,500. Is that mapping out with our 89,400? Yeah. Oh, that would be the best. This is still the best area for a trade. So if you want to jump into anything, I would wait here. Maybe it happens over the next, I don't know, few minutes of this stream, and we will see what's going on. But yeah, beautiful people. Got some aggression here earlier at the highs, some shorts to potentially stop out, and we still have potential to get a little bit higher here locally. Ideally, I would still love to see this high taken, and then we can look for something new. But for now, here we have the low leverage traders that we are looking at, 5ers and 10ers, for example, and those are, you can see here, those are still on the table for me. So the idea is, do we get this move here, you know, come up here and then get another flush, because we've been running up for a while now, no? Let's check out, let's take this off. Let's check this out quickly. Let's just do some basic stuff. Trend lines. We are getting some short liquidations. Let me swap over here quickly to see what is happening. Well, with this little move, we got some pain. Yeah, no. That's very stupid. Yeah, no trade taken here yet for everyone that joined in a little bit later. I will let you know if we get some aggressions. For now, we are still waiting. So, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions anytime. Hope you got some nice Black Friday deals on the terminal or eventually the academy. For now, I'm still seeing nothing interesting where we are right now, so I will still wait. Ideally, squeeze those shorts, and if we don't, we are looking for longs around this region. So let's see, do we have any events here still coming up today? I think everything happened already now. Yeah, it's past 4, so we got quite some action, not the worst of days in my opinion. Really nice. I think Netzo inside the academy was discussing a short here from an order block, and we got a nice drop, 1.6, and then I was discussing the long here from the reclaim, and we also got some nice move going. And now I would still like to see those shorts being punished. Yeah. Let's see. And yeah, don't forget to drop a like or a comment, please. Appreciate that. And then I will stay here a little bit longer to see what we get going. Yeah, this was our day trade and swingers long area, and this was our short area from inside the academy. We've mapped those out. I think when the academy was still open to everyone in the beginning, really nice move from that one, 24%, and then from our region here, we are up like, what, 13%. Basically, what we had here is some nice point of control on the higher time frame, and that is still there, and we still have the potential to come up here and tap those single prints. Well, we've seen here also, because if we undo the merges for this profile, we can see it consists of the new month here and the previous one, and we were discussing the value area low here from this one as sorry guys, as resistance. So basically, if you took any longs in this region, we need to see to get either some profits in here or to see if this one is reclaimed. So for now it is, and then if we merge it here, we can see how the profile shifts, because we got quite some volume here on the back test, but the value area low is around this region. So we are within the value area low, no matter if we split it or if we expand it, however you want to look at it, you know, we are looking at the same idea where we basically came up here. The single prints are still above, so still something to tap, and this is all around 97, 96k region, and that's the main area here. I think overall, if we undo all the merges here locally, we can see only one interesting thing here that I looked at earlier, and that is basically that those weekly profiles, if we merge them, we can see some discrepancies between the point of control and the TPO point of control. So time and volume is different, basically. Over the last three weeks, yeah, we merged 3 weeks. Let me quickly undo this. Yeah, here we see the split already, point of control up here and volume point of control down. So if we merge it and it stays, basically what we can see is we got quite a wide profile here over the last few weeks, and I would still like to see this one here filled up. So how would that happen? Basically with some ranging from here to the point of control, basically. So ideally on the higher time frame, if we come up here, for example, range back down, where was it? Let's quickly have a look again. 87 to, yeah, 96 to 87k. That would be the ideal one. Come back down here, range a little bit more, and then get some move going. Wouldn't be the worst, no? For now, we are still grinding up here. Nothing changed. Also here, we are aiming to reclaim the anchor from the high here. So always nice to see. We get some aggression, probably. Let's quickly check. Yeah, we can hear it. We can hear it coming in. Yes, we are getting some shorts with some pain. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how this goes. Got another question here. If you are here on X, we are also live on YouTube. And also this week, we've dropped some basic beginner videos for the first time. So let me quickly see if I can find that here around this region. And where is it? Trading Confluence. So check out MMT Labs Discord and check out the YouTube channel. You will see that there will be some nice videos dropping every week where Krolik is going over how to get the basics right, and then all the advanced stuff will be inside the academy. So everything then more trading related and more deep into footprints, for example, or into liquidations will be here in the academy with some videos every week. And let's go back. Reclaimed here. Very nice. That's what we want to see. I will take it off again. It is not anything that I use for trading. The only thing here nicely to see is that we still are holding those aggressive shorts. So this could just be a relief bounce. Nonetheless, not too bad. And let me quickly have a look. While we wait, could you mind talking a bit about what you consider a trigger and how you adapt execution to the sort of trigger you're getting? Oh yeah, let's do that. So here, for example, on this trade, I think we walked through it with our members, where we basically first we got the candle here on the higher time frame, and you see an uptick in negative delta. You can see on the bar statistics that we have negative delta. We have a lot of sell volume coming in, for example, and 1 billion of volume. So a lot of aggression on this drop here. We can also see that then if we go into the lower time frame, for example, we have some aggressive sellers near the lows. So stupid, no? It's always the same. People are getting aggressive here, but not up here. Like they're not jumping in heavily while they see price dropping. No, they always see, okay, this is a huge move. We got, what did we do? We did like over 1.4k of drop. And then where are people getting aggressive? At the lows. They're always jumping in with shorts. Oh, we are breaking down, we need to short. And I'm mostly counter trading those people. So it's always important for me to see aggression and then to see if we can hold this aggression, because if we can, you have a very clear framework on where your invalidation is basically. So you have aggression here, for example, you check with delta, you check with CVD and open interest. Here we also see negative delta coming in and CVD getting a spike, open interest getting a spike, for example, and we see that we can reclaim it. We can wash through it a few times, it doesn't matter. The important thing is in this region, then as soon as we see a reclaim, sometimes we drop back out again. You know, sometimes we push right through and sometimes we get the perfect backtest. We push out, come back, but also here we came back, we can enter here or we can enter here on the reclaim. Normally not on the first one. Sometimes I also get in a little bit above, but then the important thing for me is to see this level hold, and we have clear invalidation below the low. So you can clearly see we got like 0.4 versus 1.8. And then what you do in this case, you know, if this bubble, sometimes we got the volume bubbles here at the lows exactly, and that is the best thing to see, because you get aggression, you get the volume bubble into the low, and then we can jump in right after that. And then we have it like we got invalidation when we get the bubble here, for example, we have the invalidation lower, and then we can use bigger position size. So for example, here on a trade like this, where I see it and then I come back into it, grind through it. If I enter here, for example, with the aggression and the potential for a squeeze, I will lower the position size versus if I see the bubble at the bottom of the candle. But I always look for aggression, what CVD is doing and what it is doing in terms of where is open interest going, where are we dropping into, is there a level? And then based on that, we need to jump into the trade or not. For now, no trade yet here on the stream. So I will still wait a bit with you and we will see. Maybe we can get something together. And if not, I will leave you with some juicy levels. And yeah, don't forget, like is appreciated and also a nice comment would be much appreciated. So drop those anytime. Trap traders are good food. Thanks for the clarity. Yes, Cat Patrol, welcome Netzo. Netzo is also here. Trap traders are the best food. Then, for example, what else can we look at? You know, do we get any zero clusters? Do we get any here? Very nice. Zero cluster at the low. We get aggressive sell-off with some volume, and then we get a finished auction here at the low. You zoom into the footprint chart, you check what is going on in the lower time frame, for example, and we can see that we got some finished auctions, so really nice, and sometimes they signal nice reversals if we get those at the lows. So going over that also inside the academy a few times, and we also catched a few trades with that already. And then for sure, we are here, or I am mostly looking for scalps. So that's really important, you know. Don't mistake me here for saying I'm long from this level, take profit here, that I will expect it to go up. It doesn't really matter, you know, it can go up here and it will be nice, for sure. We can still squeeze out those shorts, but it does not need to happen. And I've already taken profits on the scalp. So that's the main thing here. This is not a higher time frame level where we are right now. You know the levels that I went over, so keep that in mind and be safe. Don't be all too aggressive where we are, and we will still check stuff while we look at it here together. Yeah, this is still my preferred scenario to the upside. Get this, get the liquidations up here, and then we can get into a short. And to the downside, we still have, where is it, this potential play. This is not the nicest of highs in terms of aggressive volume or impulse, but it still looks like a nice impulse, no? We came into a level, we got our naked VWAP close here, hit perfectly. We've discussed this one also a few times because it was hit everywhere else except for here. So really important, and we got a nice reaction from that. So keep those levels on. Everything is also aligning up here to the downside, you know, naked VWAP close, 382, anchor from the bottom, everything coming in here nicely. So let's see, where was today's daily open? We did not backtest it yet. Do I want to trade it? No. Let's quickly have a look what else we can look at. And we can look at the previous week equilibrium. We have it on already, and I think that is already washed. Let's check previous week. Let's come back here, let me lock you in. Previous day equilibrium and previous week equilibrium. Yeah, everything washed except for the previous day equilibrium, which is also down in this region. So this one here was not tapped yet here today. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, preying on the downfall of other traders. That's how we work. It is sadly similar, you know. People are trading and taking stupid decisions at the lows. Why? Tell me, why would you short after a $1,400 drop? Why would you do that? You know, you always have to consider what are the best risk-reward ratios, and you either short the highs or you don't short at all. It's really important for me that we don't. Like, it's the same here, you know. Even if we are bullish over the last few days, I will not open a trade here blindly. I need to see aggression. I need to see something to counter trade, and then we can jump into something. But there is literally no reason to just long the highs or short the drop here. Really important. Really, really important. You know, sometimes you think, you get an itch and you want to open a trade without checking anything. And for sure, like if you buy spot, it's a whole different thing. But as a scalper, you need to see the data. You need to understand what is going on. Where is the aggression happening? Here, volume bubbles. The easiest thing. Paints a bubble for you with the aggression. You wait for the reclaim and you can come up. It's one of the best features. I've been trading this for years on other platforms. You know me, how I trade, and it's been epic, you know. And we got a nice push from it. So reclaim, really nice. And up we go. So for now, sideways. The whole stream so far. Ay, 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 caramba, let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, please, always pump up the likes or the reshares. I really appreciate it. And we will do more live streams for you. In general, in the Academy, we have daily live streams every day. So really nice schedule here with a framework lesson that is launching very soon here. And then we will have order flow execution tomorrow with Netzo, where he goes over some nice New York close action. And then again, maybe I do a chart and chill session inside the Academy on Friday. And then we have the next one on Monday, where we go over higher time frame charts and ideas. But yeah, for now, still grinding. Nothing changed really now. Nothing really here. Please live every day so I can learn more. I'm slow to learn. It takes time. Banana crypto. It is not that you are slow, but it takes time. I've been doing this for over 8 years now. You know, I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn with ICOs, with buying highs, with having the first bull market without selling and stuff like that. You know, you always learn the hard way. But that's how you learn. Like if I just tell you do this and jump only in if you see a bubble, you will probably do it for a bit and then you will fail. Mental strength and emotional intelligence is built up over time, and it takes a while. And the most important thing for a trader is not even the data. You know, you need to be strong in mind, and you need to be able to withstand urges to just ape in here. We did not take a trade here. We took the trade here. We waited the whole day without doing anything. We went sideways here. I did not give any updates except for as soon as we came in here and we got the aggression. Like, there were some higher time frame updates inside the Discord for sure, but I don't jump in anywhere else unless I see aggression. And that's the most important thing. We need to be aware of what we trade and how we trade. And we cannot simply trade everything. We need to be selective and hold back. It's the most difficult thing that people sometimes forget. Yeah. Let's see. We still have, for everyone that joined a little bit later, I will sum this up quickly here to get everyone on the same page. We still have aggressive shorts here, potentially, that we would like to squeeze. We are long from this aggression here inside the Academy, and I did not open a trade here on the backtest. We are still holding overall, and I did not enter because we did not see the aggression. So I will wait either for another drop, and for me, ideally, the drop is into the 90K region, where we get some aggressive selling into it again, and then reclaim it. And then we can always, you know, wait for a reclaim here, for example, or we get aggression. The best would be that the anchored VWAP comes up here we get some sell bubbles, we get some negative delta there, and then we can jump in there, invalidation right below, and then we can ride it back up here to our 96K region. Most important one. Hey, sorry, had to sneeze there. I hope I managed to mute myself in time. Very sorry for that. A little bit cold right now, but we should be good. So, nothing yet juicy. I'll wait a few more minutes here with you, and then we will see what we get. Do I want to short or long anything below this level? Not really. Where is our... Let me check quickly. Daily VWAP is above. And we flipped it. Okay. Pressure bands. We can also check out the pressure bands. Do we have anything popping up here? We actually have, but it's to be expected after a move like this, so not giving this all too much weight. TWAP, we've looked at it already. If we zoom out a little bit, we can already see that we have flipped most of it already, and I think on the 1 day we are right in there. So that's also another reason for why, if we are normally, you know, we get those reversals over time, and it takes a little bit, and we could still arrange here as discussed, but if we just catapult through here, I will be more cautious with the shorts around 96. So 96 is not the strongest level to short for me, but it's the next level. You know, you have to see if we come up here then and we don't get any aggression, I will simply not jump on. We are long from here, and we are long from here around 90, what, 83K, and then here from the 786 pocket backtest. So we are in nice positions on the medium time frame, and we don't need to jump in. But if I see a ton of longs coming in here, I will look for a short. But then again, if this is the opportunity here on the 1 day or on the daily time frame, for example, we can look at a short here, 3% move into our TWAP, and then use it like this. You know, really important. We've done those trades for a few times already. And the important thing is, if this happens, come up here and then come back down, we are looking for longs around this TWAP backtest or also below it. Like, we come back in there, and if it's strength and if we get aggression, for example, or if you just want to add to some trades, if we see the TWAP get green again, it might be tomorrow or Friday maybe latest. Depends on if we are getting some follow through here. We can look for longs again in this region, and this is then a crucial long region because we have a swingers region that we have here, and then the back test here on the day trades. And then if we see some strength here and reclaim the TWAP, for example, we can jump in again here, but naturally not here where we are. We did not reclaim anything and we did not backtest anything. But that's a whole different other concept of how I trade, and it's not the scalping that we were discussing here earlier. But yeah, I think that's it. There's not much action here to go on. I hope you enjoyed the session. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, give me a shout on X or in the Discord anytime if you have any questions, and I would love to see you inside the Academy for more details. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you took something from it. The most important thing is that we learn. We don't get a trade always. Sometimes it's just like sideways action. And maybe, who knows, I close the stream and we get the biggest drop. Who knows? Sometimes always get some nice action and volatility after we close down the stream. So who knows? This time might be different. If not, good luck. Stay safe. Don't trade all too aggressively. And I hope to catch you on the next stream. You know the levels, you know the upside plan, you know the downside plan, and the medium time frame plan. So you have a lot at your disposal. And don't overtrade. The most important thing, wait for aggression. Unless you are buying spot, different story, but wait for aggression. So yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good one. Cheers and bye-bye.